With the possibility of a new Kanye West album on the horizons, there's been a lot of new updates that have happened over the past couple of weeks. And in the recent videos that we just dropped, we went through some different sources, some different things that might happen with the features of the album, and even the possibility of a new date. But this week, there was some new information about some new release dates, the possible leaks that just came out in September of 2023, and new collaborators, and even maybe a new collaboration album on the horizon. So guys, if you want to stay updated with this entire Kanye West rollout, smash the subscribe button and smash the like button, because it's going to get to new Kanye West fans. But Lou, it's Kanye season, we get through this, and we do this to ourselves every single Kanye season, where the hopes are high and people start to speculate, as I like to say. But
there's a lot of chitter chatter.
There's a lot of chitter chatter in the room.
But nothing from the man himself. That's what's always interesting, is that you have to go based off of what close sources to Kanye are
the
saying.
The close ones, eh?
That's always like the man that we're hearing from, you know what I mean? The mystery man or woman or people. But when it comes to the latest updates, it's very interesting because TMZ got, I suppose, an exclusive interview with one of these sources close to Kanye, and this source said that when it comes to the release date, we're told there's no imminent release date for Ye's new tunes, and that he's taking his time with the album in order to mirror the quality his reputation used to hold. But what's very interesting about that quote is the fact that there was also a Forbes article that came out a couple of days ago, and they opposed that sentiment by saying that when it comes to this Kanye West album, he could be dropping it sometime soon, potentially without warning, sort of hinting at a surprise album. So there's a bit of contradiction in here when you're looking at the source from TMZ and the source from Forbes. What does this tell us? I think that the first option is more likely, that Kanye West isn't planning to release this anytime soon, even though that he's hard at work. And there's also a source from TMZ that told us that Ye is truly in a great headspace and that he's been cranking out songs at a rapid pace, completing near 10 tracks this week alone. So how do you feel about this? Do you think that he might try to pounce on Drake's release date with the surprise drop? Do you think that the October date is too far-fetched? Where's your head at with this? Because there's no confirmation, clearly.
Remember when we got that Yandy date in October? What happened then? Everyone woke up that day and, well, there was no Kanye West album. And I don't expect there to be any...
No, that's more painful because he actually gave us the date himself.
I understand. So that alluding to my point even further. If there is rumblings and sources close to Kanye West, as the media likes to say, that are alluding to new dates, whether it be Forbes, TMZ, it could be anyone who you want it to be, I truly do not believe this album is coming out anytime soon. And even going back to that TMZ source, there was something interesting about the direction of this album. So they said that the themes and sounds in the music will be closer to quote-unquote the old Kanye. And I feel like that's cool and all, but the old Kanye was always someone that reinvented himself with every single release. There was always something new to come to the table. So I feel like at this point, all I'm getting from these quotes and these sources, quote unquote, close to Kanye is a whole lot of nothing, if I'm being completely honest with you. I feel like it's just kind of in the air. Everything's kind of there. Everything's just sort of like, well, it's the old Kanye. He's back. There might be a release date. There might not be a release date. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But what's interesting, that's what I say. This is why I think this is all interesting. In September of 2023, there were two major leaks. And if you and I both know artists and camps, artists love leaking their own music because it gets the rumblings back in, right? It gets the attention back on the artist, and then the conversation in the community start again.
And the reason why I think that, it was potentially Kanye West that leaked this himself or his camp is just because, obviously, coincidentally, it's coinciding with these sources speaking about the album and different updates that are coming out about it. So the timing is a bit suspicious. Also, what's very interesting is that if you look at the two leaked albums that came out in full, by the way, one of them is Jesus is King 2, the Dr. Dre remix edition, which, again, it's not any new music. It's something that he was supposed to be dropping in 2019. So it's not like there's new music being exposed that could, jeopardize a new project. Also, the second album, apparently, which I didn't really hear, but it's supposed to be an early version of Yeezus, dating back to 2013. So it's very interesting that these leaks don't really tamper or fuck with Kanye's new music or rollout. So I find that very interesting as well. But speaking about the Jesus is King 2 leaks, 15 songs included with guest spots from Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Travis Scott, Pusha T, 2 Chainz, Anderson .Paak, and others. And I did by accident sort of hear that Pusha T song. sound fucking incredible. So I am happy
By
that
accident, you say Lou. It
Oh,
was
yeah,
accident. You
well,
stumbled upon it.
It was
Yeah,
accidental.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
on
yeah.
Twitter. I see Pusha T, Kanye West. I click. What do you want me to do? I click.
Tripped over a rock, put your headphones in, and got to the album on
Absolutely,
YouTube.
no, but
I agree with you.
That
Though.
being
Listen,
said, I just
yeah.
want to say that the songs that I have heard from that edition do sound incredible and might be even better than Jesus is King. I'll be honest, the production
that
is
feature
hard
list
hitting.
sounds absolutely stacked. But regardless, besides even that, we have the old music, but there's actually some new music that's being previewed through snippets. And the one that we did get has Kanye sort of like rapping and swearing on it, which is quite interesting. So maybe he's going back to that format.
And that was the snippet
yeah.
played at the fashion show in London, September 17, 2023. And yeah, it's just interesting to see that he is going back to secular music. I think that this next album is going to be super religion focused. I think that Kanye's faith hasn't escaped him at this point, but it's cool that we might get a mixture of the Donda Jesus King era mixed in with maybe some old soul sample chop ups and that luxury talk watch the throne type of Kanye West. So it all sounds like a recipe for something good, but I do agree with what you said earlier about like the old Kanye, and even we speak about the old Drake, and it's hard to define and pinpoint what it is. And I think that, with a new Kanye West album, all you could really hope for is that he takes elements of his old work and finds a way to make it refreshing and new again.
Well, also builds off of his previous run. I mean, I think that, especially in media and press, when you use the word old Kanye or old Drake or old Kendrick, old J. Cole, old Travis Scott, it gets people hyped again because you're capturing on their nostalgia factor. Yeah. But if you really pay attention to the way that these artists move and the way that they create their next evolutions, it's always a byproduct of something. So they're constantly attacking their old catalog in new ways, if that makes sense to you. Nothing's just going to be spawned out of nowhere and it's going to sound like this. Like Kanye's not fucking starting to produce like techno music, and like
but he
shit
could
like
take
that.
a big like jump off of the diving board, looking at something like 808s and Heartbreak. That's what I'm saying, is that he's done that before. So he could always venture into that. I don't think that's the place that he's at right now, even if you just listen to the snippets.
But what I'm trying to say is that like this whole thing of like, well, he's gonna go back to his old soul samples. I agree with you, but like, what is he gonna do? Start creating country music? That's what I'm trying to say though, is that like he's obviously gonna attack an older aesthetic, but it's gonna come out in a new format and obviously with new ideas, new fresh thoughts.
Speaking of like new ideas and projects, Ty Dolla $ign and Kanye West might actually be putting out a collab album. This was a quote again from TMZ. They said, when it comes to collaborations, we also heard Ye's frequent collaborator Ty Dolla $ign has been in the studio, so it's possible they create a joint album in addition to his solo endeavor. It's possible they create a joint album. Like,
it's possible.
It's always like the sources always trust me, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, how can I really take this seriously? So guys, please take that information with a grain of salt. What we do know for sure is that Kanye West is obviously working on new music and that he's diligently doing so. He's active. He's all across Europe, premiering new music, heavy in the studio. So it takes us back to that question. What is a logical release date? If you're a Kanye West fan and you want to sort of look beyond all the he say, she say, and all the hoopla, what's really the real date to look at, you think?
That's an interesting question.
Or at least a time frame. Maybe not October 31st.
You're asking me the most open-ended question in music.
I know.
But when is Kanye West going to release an album?
That's what's on everybody's mind right now, is like, we have all these leaks. By the way, there's also documentary leaks that came out as well. So again, it seems like there's this whole storm of Kanye West archived material just randomly coming out.
Yeah, magically coming out.
So this has to mean something.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though, is that it's a bit suspicious because someone just didn't walk into Kanye West's studio and said, oh, let me grab some of the documentary. Let's grab some pre-Yeezus stuff. And, oh, well, here, that's Dr. Dre's version of Jesus is King. I'll take that, too. And let me whip it on Twitter and YouTube.
People are saying it's a hacker, that over 100 gigabytes of information and data was hacked. I don't know, man.
It's always the hackers. It's always the hackers that get it. But listen, even if it is the hackers, regardless, I think it's doing a good job because I feel like the community's in a frenzy right now. That's the one thing that I do want to say. I was going through the replies. I was going through just the overall reception and hunger for this new Kanye West album. And regardless of a release date, fuck it. I'm going to answer your question before about that release date. Like, I don't think it's coming out this year. But I think the interest of a new Kanye West album, people are like pit bulls. They're like a pit bull looking at just a beautiful fucking rib steak that was just seared right in front of their face. They're down to attack it. They're down for
as
it.
Kanye fans, we're all just kids in a candy store right now. Like, we're really, really interested to see what he's going to do. And I think that the whole world is going to listen, because even if you're not a Kanye West fan, he hasn't really spoken publicly since the big controversy. So I think a lot of people are going to look to that album to see if there's an apology, if there's a message woven into that. And I think that it will be more than just our favorite rapper or one of our favorite rappers dropping an album. It's going to be a statement. That's how people are going to perceive it, a statement to the world. And even just Kanye's always loved to express himself in the music, and he's always done it in the most artistic and creative way possible. And, you know, especially in 2023 where we don't have that many memorable album experiences, Kanye West is one of those names that can guarantee you an artist going against the grain and giving you something magical. So it's going to be exciting in terms of when I think this album is going to be coming out. I hope that it's not soon, because by the reports saying that he's making like fucking multiple songs a week, that scares me. I don't want Kanye to rush the process. This is the guy that spent like 5,000 hours in the song Power and gave us a masterpiece with songs like that. So I don't want him to be working too quick.
I get you. But the only thing that you could possibly guarantee from a Kanye West curation session is that this guy's going to be working to the wire. This guy's probably making 15 tracks a day until the final version.
But that's it. Look at Ye. That album, I think it was completed only really in the last like 2 weeks before release. So, and that was a really great album. I'm just saying, I hope he takes his time like the report is saying, and that he really tries to stick to that reputation he's had of crafting these well thought out bodies of work.
Okay, so let me ask you this now. We've had 2022, possibly 2023 without Kanye music. Do you think 2024 is the sweet spot?
I think 2024 is the year. I think you're going to get the presidential campaign to go alongside the album. A little companion piece to the election, you know?
That's crazy. That's a fucking
That's
rollout.
what I think.
Yeah, that's an hilarious rollout.
Yay 2024, guys. We're here for it. We'll see what ends up happening with the new album. But let us know down in the comments. Are you guys excited for new Kanye West material? And do you think this will be coming out in 2023? Let me know, and we'll be keeping you guys updated with everything Kanye West related for this album as we've been doing up to this point. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new here. Much love, guys, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.